Welcome to another edition of Leadership, Learning and Entrepreneurship, brought to you by African Wood Incorporated, a consultancy firm based in Wilmington, Delaware, offering corporate strategic advisory services. Today we are going to handle the topic of how do you get into business, or in the first place, why would you want to get into business? For my clients that I've worked with who come to me and say they have a vision to start a business, I always ask them, why would they want to start a business? Most of them come, say they have had a long career in the corporate sector. I work for other people, and now they think they want to set out on their own. Good reason, but is it one that will make a customer pay you? Or they say they want to be their own bosses, which is a good reason. The need to be independent is good, it's encouraging, but I always ask them whether they have thought about it very well, because getting into business means having somebody pay you for something you are doing for them, not for you are doing for yourself. So to say that you are going to start a business because you want to be independent, maybe something attractive, but it's something that you must think about before, because nobody is going to pay you because you want to be independent. Most people will pay you because you are doing something for them. So the basic reason anybody should say they want to get into business is because they have found a problem which they think they can offer a solution better than what is in the market, or which is not in the market. That means they've identified a problem or a challenge which they think that people need a solution for. And they think that people, after being educated over a specific sector of the population, will knock on their doors when they find out about that solution. I would like to take a case of a very old business model that is fast dying in our midst before our own eyes, and that is the local retail store or the chain store. We see a lot of them having troubles because the operators or the managers or the boards of these companies did not appreciate the change that was coming their way. And that particular industry will find that the customer has changed. The customer in retail now, in consumer retail now, is buying convenience and does not have the time to walk the store and find whatever they need, or get a substitute for whatever they need. They already have a definition of what they want. They want to be able to order specifically online and either wait for it to be delivered or have it delivered fast. But most of the customers online are foregoing fast delivery to free delivery. So they are buying items online which are specifically what they want for their needs, but they are waiting for it. They do not basically want instant gratification. They get the gratification from placing the order, but they can wait for it 2-3 days for it to arrive. And when it arrives, it's specifically what they needed, and they didn't need to hunt the store, look for a store clerk, get some attitude, maybe sometimes just be profiled for most likely wanting to take items that they were not willing or were going to take. Just avoiding that tension in the store between the store management, between the store clerks and the customers. Customers are preferring to make the specifications behind their desks or the computers at home, and then having the items delivered at home or at the offices. So we find a lot of companies, JCPenney, Macy's, The Limited, many more having trouble, or what we call Kmart, Sears. They're all having financial troubles because they are still using that matrix of foot traffic into the stores, but foot traffic doesn't pay right now. What pays is a purchase. So, and stores like Amazon, which is leading the charge in the transformation in the retail store, in the store business, and Walmart, which is transforming itself into an online store, using its brick and mortar as collection centers. They are changing the way the retail works. So you can see the transition from retail and the retail experience in the store changing to, this is what I basically want, and I can specify it. I can give the store or the supplier a few days to get it and ship it to me. So if you are starting a business, you need to be aware of what problem you are solving, and be aware when it changes, when the problem you're solving has changed. Like retail before, they would buy all the goods together, put them there, and people would have a good experience, window shopping, and buying an item and carrying it home. Right now, that has changed. So, if you want to get into business, you must think. First, define your problem or the problem you're solving in detail, and then watch it. If it changes, change with it. If you don't change it, it will leave you behind. You see a lot of retail, brick and mortar retail stores close down. Don't be worried about them closing down. Okay, people will lose their jobs, but the point is, the customer, those people who are losing jobs are also the customers who are buying online. Meaning, the culture of shopping has changed. The culture of acquiring the service or product you want to supply may change. And if you are not keen to observe or even define it first, you cannot know when something is changing when you don't know what is changing. So starting a business without knowing what problem you're solving or defining specifically so that you can know when it changes is a recipe for disaster. So as customers or clients of mine come to me and we talk about how they are going to start a business, I always tell them to start from the beginning. Define your problem, the problem you are solving. And then after you define it, you will be able to define who really is your customer. You cannot sell to everybody. They cannot be your customers. As soon as you find that you are selling to everybody, that means you're selling to nobody. And again, if you find that you have a product that you have to push hard to sell, it means you are not solving a problem that is felt, and that is a dicey kind of situation to be in if you have to continually push your product. You need to be providing a service that customers come and beat the door to you. Amazon doesn't need to advertise. People log on and go to Amazon and get what they want. Um, oh, the coffee stores, they sell coffee. People bid the route to the coffee shop to get their coffee in the morning. So any product that has to be pushed has a problem because it is not solving a problem that is felt. And if it's a problem that is solving a problem, people will find money for it. There is nobody who is too poor to be able to find money for a problem they feel they need to solve. Because money is a resource and mankind makes it. So if it's a problem that needs to be solved, mankind will find a solution, will find a way to finance it. So to start a business, start from defining the problem. And defining the problem should not be your problem unless you can be able to pay yourself. If you can't pay yourself, then please keep away from your definition of getting into business, because nobody's paying you for what you want to do. People will pay you for what they want you to do for them. Then after you define the problem, get a solution, design a solution, deliver it, or put it in a place where people will come to you to get it, and then be aware of the changes in the problem and in the use or to which your customers or your potential customers are putting what you are delivering to them. I can even say, this is a blog. I would normally, a few years ago, I would sit down and write it. But now it's changed. People want to listen. You want to write a blog, or you want to deliver a blog, you better have it so that you can talk to people. Because when you talk to them, like a fire chat, they listen to you. And when they listen to you, they may buy something from you. But if you don't move with the people and want them to buy from you the way you want, or listen to you the way you want them to listen, or meet you where you are, your business or your idea isn't a business at all. If you look at the very successful companies that are coming up, not the legacy businesses that were there 20, 30 years ago, you can see the Airbnbs of this world, the Ubers of this world. They shake up the industry, they rethink the industry in which they work. So most people who want to start a business will also have to look at what is being provided now, whether it's meeting the needs for which it was initiated. Sometimes people in the industries are too invested in them to rethink. They need an outsider to come and look at it and wonder why they do what they do, and in the process completely change it. Some of the industries may have people who have invested in it even to the extent of regulators. It's like when people came into the scene, the regulators weren't too happy with it because they didn't understand it. Or when Uber came to the market, almost all the regulators in all municipalities all over the world were up in uproar against it. But that's all right. It's all right because they found us were rewriting the rules. So starting a business nowadays would mean you will understand a normal problem but offer a different solution, or offer it differently, and you might not find even the regulators very welcoming, because they are invested in the whole system until you show them that your way is a better way. So starting a business, define the problem. After you define the problem, design a solution. You can do it by rethinking the current situations, how the problems are solved. You're offering a better solution. You can offer a new solution or a different way of doing it. I've given an example of Uber in taxis. I've given Airbnb. I've given now PayPal is old, but 30 years ago it wasn't old. It was like it was the new thing in town. Or what do you call? We have mobile payments, phone payments. A few years ago, everybody was saying, "Oh, it will be unsafe. It's unsafe. It's insecure." But somebody sat down and made sure that it's secure. And now we find almost every bank having online payments. And so, when you want to start a business, think that way. Think out of the box. See what is being done now. See whether you can be able to rethink it. And that is being leadership, learning, and entrepreneurship, offered to you by African Wood Incorporated of Wilmington, Delaware. And your presenter has been David Frederick Amakobe. I'm the CEO. And I hope to see you next time. Thank you very much.